Hey Leo, thanks for the lemon. I need to probably reset the stream. It's upside down for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm gonna have to end the stream, which will probably kill the stream on some platforms and not come back. But I actually fixed that just a second ago. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, for some reason I switched that, but I had to like restart the app. I'll get rid of that echo here a second. Okay, that should do it. That was annoying. IRL is a pain, or it's not a pain, but it's difficult. So I wasn't really planning to start the stream till later, but I was doing speed tests all the time as I was walking around, and there's a super good signal here. And I just figured I'd start. So the signal might cut in and out though, as I'm like right below this mountain thing. Like that's what I'm right below, and I was kind of surprised the signal was so good here, so I just decided to start. But as I'm gonna walk over here around the end or the edge of the boulders, and I don't know where the cell tower is, so it might cut out like really soon. I have no idea. But since the signal was so good here, I just decided to go for it. If I was more like the sit and talk kind of streamer where I had a ton of viewers, I could just sit in a cool spot like this and just hang out and talk to people, but that's generally not how my streams go. So I'll just risk losing the signal and go where I want to go. So I kind of want to do a lot of adventuring today, so I'll just possibly lose the signal, and if that happens, I might start it up again later or just whatever. Hey, hi Res. Shoot, my cord is hanging and catching on everything. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow. I'm actually kind of surprised. This is, some high elevation or whatever, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be nicer. It's a pretty nice day, but it's really cold. Like it might actually be about freezing or mid 30s, high 30s. It's very cold, but it's supposed to get up to like, I don't know, 47 or something like that later today. Which I know that sounds cold to a lot of people, but when you're dealing in winter weather and it's been cold, a lot colder than that lately, that sounds like practically like summer to me. Like 50 is warm to me when I'm doing outdoor stuff. Like obviously, I don't want it to be 50 degrees inside my house, although if I'm perfectly honest, it gets 50 sometimes in where I live. Not super often, because so it looks like the signal is kind of teeter-tottering up and down a little bit as I'm going around here, so there's a chance it might cut out over this direction. Should be a shame, but could be momentary too. So I'm gonna just keep going and see what it does. I actually have it set on 6 megabits, yeah, 6,000 kbps, which IRL, it's really hard to know what to set your bitrate at. Like in the old days, I used to try to get it at the lowest common denominator. These days, I tend to shoot for the moon, knowing that I might not get full bitrate, but I don't know. I don't fully understand how bit rates work on phones 100%. Because like if you set your bit rate at 6,000 or something and you could only get like 4,000, like what does that mean? Like I don't know what that means really. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place. Currently, I'm actually not that far from a major highway, or not major, but just a highway. And as I curve around, some of that road noise should clear up a bit. Okay, so I think that signal drop was just, I was right behind one of those giant boulders back there. I think that was just blocking the signal, which if I had to guess, I would say there's probably a cell tower over there somewhere, because I was sort of behind one of these and it was dropping a bit, which kind of tends to make me think there's something over there. And if that's the case, as I curve around the edge of these rocks, this might block that cell tower. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a second one around this side. I'm gonna refresh my chat here. Okay. Sometimes my chat either goes out to lunch or I'm not sure it's working. It should make noises, I think. I think I have the noise, little beep sound, so. I don't remember hearing when Leo or Hi-Res chatted, so I just want to make sure it's working. Should be working now. I don't actually know much about rock climbing because I'm not a rock climber. I don't know if these kind of rocks are the type that rock climbers would seek. They're definitely not as crumbly as some that I've mentioned before on my previous hikes, though. I saw some weird red or pink attachment up on the rocks back around the corner, and I was meaning to take a picture, and then I forgot, and I didn't feel like backtracking, but it looked like some kind of awkwardly so, but I feel like you're supposed to keep talking as a streamer, so I've kind of gotten used to doing that. One of these days I should try setting up a either with a second phone or, well, I guess it would have to be a second phone, but like speakers. I could play music and then I would feel a little bit less like obligated to talk constantly. It just feels weird to have like massive dead space where there's nothing going on audibly. But I am pretty happy with my microphone purchase that I don't remember when I bought that, maybe 6 months ago or something. It's greatly improved the audio quality of my streams, or the IRL streams anyway. And it picks up like the background noise surrounding nature sounds pretty well too, which is cool. Okay. I don't remember when that last hike I did was. I feel like it was a couple weeks ago. But I had one chance between that time and now, where there was this like ridiculous 70 something degree day. It was perfect, but I didn't seize the opportunity. So when I saw this day today, it's not very warm at all, but it's not supposed to rain or snow or anything. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I better take the opportunity because I'll regret it if I don't. In another week or so, it's supposed to get pretty nice, but I don't really trust their forecasts. They change them all the time. So we'll see. But between now and then, it's going to be super cold and possibly snow again. All right, this is an awesome path right here. Perfect clearing, but I'm going to get really close to these rocks, so I don't know if the signal will die when I come over here. But it looks like a really nice spot, a way to get through here, so we're gonna take the chance. Looks like it might have died for half a second there. Oh man. It's funny. I've watched a few of those kind of annoying, they get annoying like after watching 2 videos of this type, but I've watched a couple of those, like how to grow your channel, how to be a success and all that stuff, and you can watch a couple of those and feel like inspired or like, oh wow, it's possible. But I know better than that. Like all that think positive, you can do it crap. No, it's actually only certain people that can succeed. I can't stand those videos though, because they make it sound like just start. Just make videos and people will start watching them. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Most of those are for YouTube, and I mean, there is actually hope on some platforms, but on YouTube, not possible. That is a monster you cannot just break into easily. I don't really know how to break into it, and I don't really care to, but watching those videos, it's just like, are you serious? That's so dumb. I've been streaming for 6 years and I have 30 followers on YouTube. That's like 5 followers a year. Oh, it's awesome. So funny. Anyway, I've watched those, and the funny thing is, a lot of the things that they tell you to do, I've been doing since the beginning. So I can like be like the ultimate testament to nope, none of that stuff works. Like they always say, be authentic. People are looking for an authentic, real person to connect with. I don't I don't want to like sound boastful, but I don't know any streamer that's more authentic than what I do. I don't like try to put on a facade or a show. I just literally stream stuff. That doesn't work. That literally doesn't work at all. And then the other thing they say is do something you're passionate about. People will detect if they see you're not passionate about it. I'm passionate about everything I stream, so that doesn't work either. So yeah, it's just funny that when you watch those videos, it's so dumb. You watch like people talk about all these hopeful ideas and all this stuff, but it's kind of like a rich person saying anybody can get rich. Like, you can't. Like, not anybody can get rich. That's fake. That's not real. Like, talk to 10,000 people just, in a crowd, and they're just regular people. They don't make a lot of money, and ask them what real life is about. And none of them are going to say, oh yeah, if I wanted to, I could just go out and get rich. No problem. It's easy. Like, that's not real. That's fake. Like, that's completely fake. And just as it's fake to say like, oh, you can be famous if you want to, you can be rich if you want to, or whatever. It's stupid and fake. I hate it when people say that. The funny thing is, people that have achieved it, or achieved whatever goal that they have, they're the rare exceptions. So it's not like, so when you hear someone like that who has like, millions of viewers say like, just start, like, just as an example, I just watched Demolition Ranch's last video on his second channel, Off the Ranch or whatever. I really like him as a creator. He's awesome. But he's been doing YouTube for like 18 years. He got into it when it was like actually easy to succeed because there was not very many people doing it. So if you had any halfway creative idea or content back 18 years ago, you pretty much could easily do it. But for someone like him to say like, oh, just start, you can do it, all this stuff, that isn't really true anymore. Like, it's changed completely. Not only is it saturated, but like the algorithm favors certain people and like ignores others. And I don't know, it's not like it was. And so to hear a famous or successful person say, oh yeah, you can do it. Nah, nope. Anyway, I didn't necessarily mean to like have a big discussion about that, but like, that was on my mind because I just watched this creator talking about all these techniques and stuff. And then when I actually realized, oh, I've been doing all that stuff for 6 years now, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. What does possibly work is going crazy. The whole idea that just be yourself, be simple, true to yourself, be, authentic, that does not work at all. That's fake news. That's completely false. What possibly does work, and I've never actually tried it, is having a niche idea or a crazy idea and absolutely going full after it. I mean, I'm talking like ridiculously so. And usually it has to do with doing something completely nuts, not just being a normal, regular person. You have to kind of be a famous type personality, put on a face, a show, very well, high production, planned out videos, not like on the fly live stream kind of things like I do. You have to like orchestrate, script it, good production, and you can get away with not high production, but you still have to have a plan. Like, you can go with like simple, basic cell phone camera, and lighting doesn't need to be amazing. But as far as like not having a plan and just winging it, that doesn't work. You gotta have like a master plan and really, really go after it with all of your heart and all of your energy. And that's something I've never done and I've never really wanted to do. because then it really would become more like a job. And I don't want this to be a job. I want it to be just something I do for fun and enjoy. And I think every streamer or content creator in the back of their mind has a hope of like, yeah, okay, I'll do it for fun. It's got to be fun or I'll burn out or whatever. But they also like have this secret hope of like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if somehow I could do this full time or whatever. But yeah, just the odds are against you, and very few people actually get to make it in that sense. Anyway, that's probably about all I'll say about that. It's just on my mind the last couple days because I happened to watch those super annoying videos, and now I'm just wanting to unlike them all and get them off my suggested feed because they're all exactly the same. They all say the same thing, and they're basically what they're doing. It's kind of like those pyramid schemes. Like, they're wanting you to watch their videos. So they bait you in with like, here's how I'm going to help you grow your channel. But in reality, nothing that they suggest helps at all. It's not going to grow your channel. But you think it does because they look legit and they have a good speaking voice and, scripted video. So you waste your time watching their video, and that's all they care about. They just want your view. They're not really there to help you grow your channel. They literally just want your view so they can grow their channel. That's what those guys are all about. Just like those stupid get rich schemes, like, oh, money isn't in 2024, most people don't realize that the way you make money on Amazon is not through selling physical products. Those kind of stupid things that you see 1,000 ads for. If you actually follow their program, they get some of your money and you fail. Like, you're not going to be rich. They're rich. It's so dumb. It's the same with the content creator advisors. It's just like, oh, it's so cringe. But anyway, there might be a few legit ones out there who genuinely want to help people and give away all their secrets and try to help others succeed. But like, why would they do that? You just have to think of like human nature. There's good people, but what I'm saying is, like, if they're succeeding with a channel, growing their channel, making money, their goal isn't to share their wealth with everybody else out there. They want to increase their influence and income primarily. And the ones that are actually sharing quote unquote secrets are actually just baiting you into their channel by seemingly giving some semi-credible advice, but in reality they're just getting more viewers for themselves. It's ultra cringe. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Okay, so I could go up here. I need to decide if I want to go up to the top right now or just kind of circle around the bottom. My general outline of a plan for this adventure today would be to do something a little different than what I've done in the past. So I've been up to the top of this stuff before, although I can't necessarily verify without looking at my map if I've been on every single one of these high points. I'm pretty sure I've been on this one though. I'm like 95% sure. But like those ones over there, I'm just as certain that I haven't been on top of those. So I think I might actually skip stuff, which is not like me. It's hard for me to resist stuff that's like right in front of me and easily accessible. But I guess I could go up to this one. I know I'm contradicting myself, but I'm actually thinking what I'm seeing in front of me is massive thick bushes. There might be a path through like right around here, but I know if I go up here I can get a better view of the surrounding area and make a better like essentially just strategize better because I'll have a point of view. Plus up by, even just down at the bottom of these rocks, it looks like there might be kind of a path. So that is what I'm going to do, is attempt to either go up or skirt the bottom of these where there appears to be some kind of path. So far, I think the signal is holding out. I wish that I didn't have to restart the stream right at the beginning because of my stupid app being upside down. I know why it was upside down initially, and I wish I would have remembered. It's because I was doing those crafting streams for a while, and the way I had it sitting on top of the table, I had to make it upside down to, basically it was upside down and I had to flip it to make it not upside down. And I forgot to change that back before the stream. So I haven't been doing IRL for a while. The thing that sucks most about that is that a lot of the platforms, if you start a stream and then end it and then start again, it doesn't automatically reconnect it. It kind of says like, that was your chance to get it right. Sorry, now I'm going to ignore every start request. It's kind of annoying. I hate that. The fact that some platforms, and I don't actually know which ones are like that. I think YouTube might be like that sometimes. I think you have like a 20-second window or less to reconnect before it like considers your stream ended. And although I think if you, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but some of the platforms are like that. So there's this like boulder right through here that I'm tempted to just to go see, and but it's really thick bushes through here, so I don't know if it's worth it. There's that huge rock that I could go up. I keep forgetting what I'm doing, or I second guess or change my mind. I guess I was planning to go up there to like see if I could get a view of where a nice place to go would be. So maybe I should just do that. Except I might get blocked on the signal as I come up to these rocks again. Yeah, the reason I watched a couple of those videos is I just saw this, it just got, random suggestion, which normally I say I don't want to watch those or whatever, don't show me more of those, but I don't know what caught my eye on this. Oh, it was a guy saying like, I don't remember what his clickbaity title was, but it was something about starting streaming as a 40-year-old plus. I don't know if that's a trend going on in the content creation world where everybody's talking about that subject right now. Like, now's the prime time for 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds to get into streaming, and I'll show you how to do it, etc. Anyway, I'm seeing a lot of videos like that, but I think it's just because I clicked on one, and once you do that, they just like kind of open the floodgates. Anyway, that caught my eye because, I'm kind of old, and there's a lot of, old streaming friends that I've met over the years, like on DLive especially and stuff, and I was just curious like what the perspective was, or why that would be, like why would somebody say now is a good time for older people to start streaming or making videos, whatever. So I watched that and it caught my attention. It was a pretty good video just because I hadn't really heard that perspective, I guess. Normally, my perspective over the years has been older streamers don't do very well. They have a hard time gathering the attention of the younger people in their streams. Just the way the culture has gone, society in general, especially in the US, people don't respect their elders anymore like they used to, and they call everybody boomer, very disrespectful, and they kind of write off the previous generations instead of like trying to gain from their wisdom and learn and show respect and stuff like that. So that's kind of been my perspective, is that has kind of taken over, and it's sad to see because that's not what I grew up in. Back in my day, we all, we respected our elders and all that stuff, and I still do. I still like consider them, for the most part, better than me. I think like each generation loses something when the previous one passes, and they can't really live up to the glory of the previous. It just like goes down just a little bit. Every once in a while you'll have some kind of revival in a generation that renews good ways or good values, but generally speaking, the world just kind of is degrading over time, and not just creation itself, like physically and stuff, but like people, humans, the way they behave and the way they believe and act and stuff. It's just getting worse and worse. Anyway, all that to say, I don't really see old content creators and streamers getting much attention or being valued very much. So I just thought it was interesting to watch that video because it's just not a perspective I really agree with, but it's certainly not one that I've considered much. And I don't know if it's true or not. I think, once again, it could just be one of those things that it was an older guy who made the video. I don't remember his name. And so like they're trying to find their audience, and they're like, well, I'm old. I can't connect with the young people that well, so I'm going to start targeting my videos to older people. That's probably, to be honest, how it went down. Not necessarily that they actually believe that there's a market for older people, content creators, or that anything like that. It's more just, okay, I need to find an audience. Can't connect with the young people, so I guess I'll last ditch effort, make a niche of connecting with people my age, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool, but as far as being authentic to what reality is, I don't know that there is much demand for older people as content creators, except by other older people as viewers. As far as younger people looking for something like that, I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments or whatever later, but I don't see a huge demand for that from the younger audience. But what could happen, or what I do see value in, and I do agree with from that video, is there is value in what older people have to offer. As I was just mentioning, I've always believed that. Some of my best friends or most highly respected people are like 2 generations separated from myself, going upwards, like the age my grandparents would be. Some of my people that I really respected and learned from were from that generation. And I think people should be looking to previous generations to learn from and respect their wisdom, etc. Whether it happens right now or not, I don't know. I don't see it happening a lot. I see a lot of disrespect and much the opposite. But what I do agree with in that video is you can maybe recreate that if you open yourself up, like share your content, share your wisdom, share your experience, share your skills, etc. as an older person. And whether people flock to you or not, you might still make an impact or a difference on a few lives, you know, and that's worth it in the end. So even if you don't get rich or become a full-time content creator or whatever, you can still have some kind of impact on the upcoming generations, the younger people. Whether you connect with them or find them or not is who knows. I don't know that they'd be looking for that, but it might just happen by chance. I don't really believe in chance, but you know what I mean. If you don't ever make a video or you don't ever live stream, it's not going to happen, other than, you know, people you connect with in real life, of course, the old-fashioned way. But as far as you have a wider reach and a bigger opportunity to reach people if you put yourself out there, you know. That's kind of the message of the thing. So I don't know. I'm up high enough that I can probably see whether there's a clearing or a path through here. I don't know if I want to go all the way up, mainly because I see there's some clear area along the bottom like there has been, and I could just continue along that. I think that's what I might do, rather than climbing this crazy sheer cliff right in front of me. I might head back down and follow that really nice clearing along the edge there, because really where I want to get is those two distant mountains over there and some of the stuff beyond. So as long as I can squeeze through and find a path through these bushes, that's generally where I want to go. And while I enjoy exploring everything, I literally change my mind every 3 seconds, because I look at this and I say, I can go up there. And it's not that far. If there's somebody in chat to help me make a decision, I'd say, what do you guys want me to do? But that doesn't happen in my channel, so I have to just make all the decisions. Problem is there is a little bit of snow on this, which could be slippery. Normally this would be really easy to climb, but I could slip. But I think it's probably okay. Wow, I am getting stuck on every possible branch. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Okay. I guess, I don't know. We'll see. Once I start, I kind of have to keep going, so I don't really want to down climb this stuff when it's potentially slippery. I guess I'll take a few steps and I'll probably decide to keep going. It's really easy to climb. The only real challenge is holding my camera while doing it. But yeah, that's cool over there. I'm pretty sure I've been there too, but it looks awesome. It's just like every time I see anything jutting out like that, I always want to go to it. But in some of this, I might not have actually explored fully. But unless I look at my map in advance and plan it out, I can't really be sure if I've been there or not. And I never plan out my hikes. I always just get somewhere and then kind of on the fly decide what I'm going to do next. As you can tell, I mean, if you've watched 10 minutes of this, you've see me change my mind like 20 times. Okay, I'm almost to where it's easy. Just a few more scramble moves here. And I'm up in the sun now too, so it's not slippery because all the snow's melted up here. Let's see. Two options. I can go around this way, which is probably easier, or the other way, but I'm going to go the easy way for now. But yeah, regarding all that, sharing your wisdom, I think about that a lot. Not because I have much to share. I really don't think that highly of myself or my wisdom, so to speak. I actually kind of feel bad for anyone that might be looking to someone like me for such value as that, because I don't think I have much to offer. But I'm kind of thankful that I don't have anybody really looking up to me that I know of, in a way, except at the same time I wish I was worthy of being a person that was worth having someone think that, but I know that I'm not, and so I just, hope and pray sometimes that someday God would instill in me experiences and wisdom that I can share with others. And I think I'm very well aware that you don't have to be perfect to have something to share. You just have to be one step ahead in any area. It doesn't have to be like one step ahead in personhood overall. It can be like one step ahead in hiking. Like I've hiked a lot more than most people, so I can share that with people. One step ahead in reading the Bible or knowing something about Jesus. There's people that know a lot more than I do, but there's also people who don't know anything. So I just have to find somebody that I can offer something in one small area. And those are just two random examples. It can be really anything. Like if you've been a web designer for 20 years and you still actually like it, like in my case, I just hate it. So, but if you're passionate about it and you've been doing it for a long time, then you have that skill to share with others. Video editing, auto mechanic, literally anything. If you've been on the earth a good number of years, you have some skill or wisdom or ability, experience that you can share. So I was going to go straight up there, but it's kind of surrounded by bushes, although I do see, I guess I didn't turn around at the right moment because I didn't really see this stuff here. I think I could cut through kind of a band of no bushes going right through there. So I guess I'll check that out. Got to do a lot of weird zigzagging because I was just down there, and this is all massively packed bushes, and that's all I saw. And then I didn't turn around to see this opportunity. Whew. That's one thing I would share as a hiking advice or experience, is to just like stop and like turn around occasionally, because sometimes the most amazing views and angles and stuff are like behind you. And especially if you're doing like a loop hike where you're not going to go back that same way. if you don't look over your shoulder occasionally, you could potentially miss like the best part. And in this case, like, I almost missed the opportunity to climb up these boulders because I just thought there was bushes all over the place. So from that last live stream, I think it was the last one I did, I learned that my microphone seems to last about 4 hours. There's a possibility it wasn't on a full charge, so it might not be a totally accurate indicator. But right around the 4-hour mark is when my wireless mic turned off during my bookbinding stream, and I was fortunate enough to have some friends watching who let me know. So I'm gonna try to keep that in mind for the future as a possible time to either just proactively switch out my mic, which is probably, or actually I think what I can just do is look down at it occasionally. It does have a little LED on there, that little blue LED that lights up, so once I see that off, I know it's time to switch. But okay, I have this giant boulder in front of me that's not as easy to climb as the others. That's why I'm kind of stopped for a second. But I can climb it, I just sort of need two hands to make it really sure, or find a better way. Actually, right over here is much better. Let's just do that. Sometimes I don't choose the easiest route because it's more fun to climb up boulders and stuff. I'm sure I could have found a way where I didn't even have to climb any boulders at all, but to me that's not very fun. So somewhere in the middle. I don't choose the hardest route, but I don't choose the easiest route either. Okay, we made it. Okay. I need to mark this place. I never went back on my previous IRL to mark like all the spots that I was mentioning during the stream. Oh, nice. Now I definitely have a view. I guess I'll stay up here because there's another peak up there that I could check out. And I think I can kind of follow that ridge all the way around to there where that tan colored rock stuff is. The problem though is if I go, I know from past experience, if I get on top of that, like the edge of that cliff, there's quite a distance where there's no opportunity to get back down. Like it's as bad as it looks. And like that, you can see how crazy that is over there. And it goes like that for quite a while. So I don't know if I want to get stuck up there, because one of the places I might try to go today is those two mountains that I mentioned earlier that are right behind those trees right now. Anyway, I need to mark this, so I already have a marker here, I'm sure. I know I've been here before, so I'll just have to figure out what that marker is. And what I like to do is put a date on my marker every time I visit a place, just so I know last time I was there. And I'm not sure if I've been down to that one, but I'm not going to go there today. That's the one I pointed at earlier where I was like, oh, I wonder if I've been there. But I'm not gonna backtrack that much today. But I think I've decided for now that I'll follow this ridge. And go up top. But you can also see wherever there's green stuff like that, there's massive bushes, and that's difficult hiking because you have to bushwhack massively. But that also means like right on the edge of that green, I can probably weave my way through the bushes. And the farther I go this way, there's even more clearings. So I'll probably err on the side of the left over there, just so I can get through without scraping myself up a million times. This looks super familiar. I think I went down there once just to avoid all the bushes. I think I just took that shortcut, but actually I think I see a path through this way. Let's try it until I can't go anymore. I want to do at least one new thing today, and possibly several if I have time. Like there, now you can see those two rocky things. I don't know if those are climbable for my skill level. Pretty steep. Like obviously, I mean, I would never climb up this side like that, but possibly on this back side over here, it might be more within the realm of possibility for me. I don't remember if I've tried that. I don't think so. I think every time I come here, I'm like doing the main ridge line, and I run out of time before I go there. And some of the first time I saw that stuff, I thought like, no way, I can't climb that. And so I didn't even really highly consider it or pursue it. It just looked kind of impossible, but might be my day where I actually attempt it. But that's a ways away. Like I don't even know if I'll be able to live stream it or anything. I'd say that's like at least an hour before I get over there. Unless I really pick up the pace. But I don't really like to rush my hikes. Like a lot of people, actually most people don't go the pace that I do, and I find it difficult to find compatible hiking partners because I do weird stuff. Like I don't do normal hikes. Like you can see what I'm doing is not a normal hike. There's no trail, kind of climbing, exploring. I have no set plan. And I'm willing to do fairly adventurous stuff, but not crazy dangerous. But I also go slow. Like I think there's other people that come here, and I've seen footprints. I know people come here, but like finding somebody that enjoys exactly the same hiking style is really difficult. I have like one friend, literally that's it, that I go hiking with because of that. Like he and myself have very similar styles. We generally take it easy. I mean, sometimes we'll go kind of huff and puff and stuff, but I don't know. I think I'm actually slower than he is even. Typically, he would be going faster than I am right now. But I'd like to find more people to hike with. What would be super cool is if I found somebody around here that was into hiking and thought it would be fun to live stream. Kind of the whole Gives a Minute and Marty, I don't know what the word is, challenge, I guess. Just like, you have good friends that like similar activities, but they're not into live streaming, so you can't really do that part of it. Which I don't miss out. Like, if I'm with a friend enjoying the time, I have no heavy desire to like live stream. I don't think like, oh, I wish they were into live streaming, because that's what I'd rather be doing. Honestly, I enjoy not live streaming and just hanging out with my friend. But it would be fun sometime to find somebody that was equally into it, and then you could kind of feed off each other's energy and stuff. Make the stream more interesting. But that's even rarer, to find somebody that's into that and into the same activities and interests. Oh, and not a complete, I don't know what the word is, but just a completely different kind of person. Like, I wouldn't want to like go on a hike with Ice Poseidon or one of those kind of guys, just because their style of everything is too different and too whatever. Just, yeah, not my style. But if, like, you know, one of those kind of people was in the area and they knew who I was and wanted me to take them somewhere, I'd probably do it, but it wouldn't, I would sort of feel like I want to disappear because of the whatever weird activities and crowd factor that they bring along with them. I did actually do that one time, or I guess you could say 2 or 3 times in the same trip. I went up to Seattle and met with some fellow D-livers, and one of them in particular I had already kind of made friends with online. And so when we met together, we already knew that we were kind of like-minded and stuff. And I kind of wish I would have stayed in contact with him. Some of you might be able to guess who it was, but probably not anyone that's watching right now. But we kind of lost contact, and he stopped streaming anyway, so that was kind of our point of connection. Now, some people that I would absolutely do just about anything with is, thanks for the follow. I don't really do Discord though. Sounds like one of those spammy messages, but if you're real, feel free to chat, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those spammy things. Anyway, there's this family, amazing people. If Dale was here, he'd know who I'm talking about right away. Who I would absolutely spend as much time as possible with. I would probably annoy them how much time I would want to spend with them. They would be like my instant best friends. And they would have to decide whether I qualify as one of their friends or if I was just a nuisance to them. But that would be Rowdy Souls, Marcos and Marilee and oh, I had the name on the tip of my tongue and then I lost it. Oh no, I can't remember. Bran Ibsen. Those guys are awesome. I wish they lived nearer where I am so I could, go hang out with them or something. Although, I don't know. I think I get annoying to people, so maybe it's better to just occasionally talk at a distance. But yeah, I would love to go on hikes with them or just hang out, just go over to their house or have them over and just hang out, not really do anything. Let's see. I see a few boulders over here. Might be worth checking out. Some bushes that might get in my way. We'll give it a shot. The other thing that's kind of challenging for a person my age is everyone else is married and has kids. A lot of them have grown-up kids. And I'm just this weird single guy. I don't really fit in with most people my age. Because I don't have shared life situations or whatever. This is pretty cool. That's almost a flat area right there. You could set up a tent or something. It's not quite flat, but it's flatter and clearer than anywhere else I've seen today. With all these rocks and bushes and stuff. That's something I don't really do a lot of, to be honest. I don't do a lot of camping. That's something that it doesn't really appeal to me to do it by myself. Ironically, I actually watch a lot of YouTubers that do that, or at least, I shouldn't say a lot. I have a few that I watch. And they almost all do it by themselves, and that looks cool and stuff, and I think, oh, that'd be fun. But, I don't know, when it really comes down to it, camping for me is like something I want to do with somebody else. Not just for the fun of it, but like safety. I feel kind of weird when I'm in a tent by myself, just surrounded by unknown, like just animals and whatnot. That's really the only danger or risk, is animals, like other than like weather conditions, but that's kind of fairly predictable. You just don't go out when it's going to be insane. But yeah, I don't know. I've never actually had any encounters with dangerous animals in my entire life, other than like distant enough that it didn't feel like any danger, and so it's not really founded on any logical experience. I feel like because I've been on so many hikes and not encountered dangerous animals, it feels like almost it's never going to happen. But I feel like once you say that or start believing that, then you get sloppy and make decisions where you'd be more likely to be in danger, kind of a thing. But yeah, like the area I live, I don't see any bears or cougars, wolves, or anything like that. So, and we don't, like in my immediate area, we don't have any dangerous insects or snakes or whatever. They're definitely in my state and stuff, but like I don't even think about snakes. Like earlier today, I thought like, oh, what if I came across a rattlesnake or something? It's something I rarely even think about because it's it just doesn't happen. And I don't even know if there's a single rattlesnake in this entire area. I don't really think it's their habitat necessarily. As far as I know, that's the only dangerous snake that we have. Okay, so either I don't think I was just here, but there's the footprint here. So somebody's been up here somewhat recently. And that's a really obvious path too. Like, it's not a trail, but they chose a good clearing. Unlike me, I'm zigzagging all over the place. But I see that as kind of part of the fun. Here's a random boulder. I guess I'll mark it. I think it would be B1555. All right. I need to go back and watch these live streams if I'm actually going to put these on the map, though. Oh, I was going to say earlier, I've been talking about this for quite a while. If anybody, I don't think anybody catches all my streams, but if you may have by chance heard me say this a couple times, I'm still thinking about possibly reading my journals on stream. Just that would be one way I could share some of my experience or my story that it could just be interesting to a rare individual. I don't really know what kind of audience would appreciate that, but it's more like I feel like I need to go through my journals again, or I haven't even read most of them, honestly. And I think it would be good for myself to review that. And I don't know, I wish I knew the Lord's will better and how to listen to what He's trying to get me to do, but sometimes I wonder if I'm supposed to do that or something. Because it keeps coming to mind, and sometimes when that happens it means that like there's something to it or it might be useful, but I don't like to read too much into my own thoughts like that, because I can never predict what God wants me to do. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those that has ultra clear direction in life. I never really have, except on rare occasions. Okay, so this one I would almost mark as a peak rather than a boulder, because it's kind of a high point, but then right behind me is another even higher point, so I guess I'll call this a boulder. Like that one down there I would definitely label as a peak, like a significant destination upon the mountain, which is, I was there earlier. That's the first one I climbed up from below. But this one I think I'd just call a boulder, I guess. So it's B1556. Oh, I forgot about the time thing. I need to get the timestamp. Hopefully I have a phone that has a clock on it. Oh wow. That's crazy. One of my cell phones actually died. I sort of thought it might do that because the battery is old, and even though it says like 60% or something, it's suddenly, sometimes it just tanks to 0 in a heartbeat just because it's ancient. Almost have to keep it in the charger like all the time. So I might not even be able to start this one up. Wait, what? It says 80%. Why did it turn off? Doesn't make any sense at all. That sucks. Makes no sense. I don't think I could have like had the button held down, or must have just had a glitch and turned off. I might actually have this point already marked on the map anyway. The thing that sucks about this phone dying is I was recording like a GPS thing with it. But it's not that huge of a deal because I don't even think it saved that recording. That's really weird. It must have just completely died suddenly. Strange. Oh, I was gonna get the time for this. I don't know if I have a good clock app on here. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'll keep this one plugged in for a while. Hopefully that will keep it from suddenly turning off. Anyway, I feel like I should make a decision about the journal thing pretty soon, whether I'm going to do that or not. I don't want to like bait and switch people, like somebody's thinking they're looking forward to that or something and then I don't end up doing it. So it's not necessarily a commitment that I'm going to do it, and I don't think I've ever said anything to that effect, but I have mentioned it a few times and I don't know what I'll do. The problem is I can't just read like cover to cover without altering it a bit, because there's some private stuff in there. I mean, you would think it's all private, but like I'm a pretty open book kind of person. Like I share my struggles and my weaknesses and all that stuff openly, without feeling, scared or whatever. Like a lot of people don't want to talk about anything that they've struggled with, and they like to kind of paint a picture of everything's fine, but I'm not really that kind of person at all. So it's not about that stuff. It's more like I might talk about other people in my life or people I've met, and I would want to respect their privacy and maybe change the names or do something like that. So that's kind of part of the hesitation I've had, is I would have to either just read select, do select readings, or I'd have to like alter it as I'm reading it. And I don't know. Okay, I know I've been here. I remember this very distinctly. I remember thinking this was just an interesting spot. There's just like this patch of boulders, almost like a tiny castle, where there's a random opening in the middle of all these boulders. I remember this. And I'll probably climb a couple of these just to mark them, even though I'm sure I've done this before. Oh. Okay, if this doesn't already have a number, I'll give it B1557. Yeah, the funny thing about my life, okay, right up here is, I mean, this was kind of like that, clearing in the boulders, but the one that actually stuck in my mind is right up here. So I'll have to climb up there if I want to see it again. What was I going to say? I'm constantly interrupting myself. Oh, one of the things that's strange about my life, and I don't know if this is common or uncommon, but I feel like I reached my intellectual, spiritual, in many ways, like my peak a long time ago. And I'm not going to say it's been all downhill ever since, because I've had some learning experiences since those really key moments in my life. But generally, I feel like I look back at my life and the times that I experienced, and I knew how I was and how I thought over the years and stuff, and I'm sure I'll kind of remember some of that, especially if I do the journal reading thing. But the weird thing about it is that I'm way older now, and you're supposed to like continually grow and continually learn and mature and figure life out. I actually feel like I know less about that stuff than I almost ever have, because of the weird turn of events my life has taken, or the turn my life has taken. So here's that cool, like, sort of walled in castle area. This would make a good spot, like if you needed to find a place to just sort of build a home to survive or something. You could use these rocks as walls essentially, and just kind of mud in the cracks and put some logs and stuff on top to make a roof and all that. I think about that often. I sometimes wonder, am I going to have to experience that in this lifetime because of end time events where everybody goes and hides in the rocks? I think there's a couple passages about that. Then, yeah, prophecy is confusing. I don't think anybody really has much of it figured out. I 100% believe that all of it has been fulfilled or will be, but some of it's a little bit unclear and cryptic, while other parts of it we can point to in history and say that's when that happened. But others, it's like, I don't know. Anyway, I do think about that from time to time, like, what if I had to go hide somewhere? Where would I go? And then there's like places like this that kind of seem perfect, but if you were genuinely trying to hide, it wouldn't be very good, because you can see that road down there and they could see you from there and so on. But anyway, I do think about that stuff occasionally. And I do not have survival skills at all. Some people might think, oh, he hikes in these very remote, rugged places. He must study survival skills and all that stuff. But nope. Here's another perfect spot to build a shelter. This one would actually be fairly hidden, because it kind of has some stuff in front of it. Okay, so I guess right here I'll mark. This is more like almost a peak, I guess. Except for the fact that it's not quite the tallest thing, and there's more stuff right up there that is actually the top. It's hard to decide. I don't have a very official marker system, but I have some logic to it. This is either B1558 or it would be some kind of peak on the top of this, so I'll just mark it and decide later. I know I've been here though. Nothing new yet. I don't think I've done anything new today yet so far. Let's see. There's the time. But yeah, people talking about real life stuff and their feelings and like kind of being honest about stuff and authentic, like I was talking about earlier. Anybody that's watched my channel knows that's what I do, and none of this is fake. I'm not like scripting this thing trying to tug at people's heartstrings or paint some kind of fake picture of myself. This is all literally just me talking about random stuff that actually is experienced and true. But it doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. Like those people that say, oh, streamers over 40, 50, 60 should be sharing their life experiences because that's what people want to see. It's like, nope. Literally nobody watches that. I seriously doubt anybody's actually looking for that kind of content. If it happens to be recommended to them, they might, like 1 out of 100 people might actually consider watching 30 seconds of it. But as far as like being a type of content in demand, there's no way. It's just not. I don't think that's true at all. Okay, where is the highest point? It might be these rocks right here. It's either this rock that I'm on, or there's another one over there that might be just a couple inches higher, or these ones. A couple rocks over here too. I think this one is, oh wow, okay. I had no idea I was here. This is the same place I was last time, which I hadn't mentioned yet, but I wasn't necessarily hiding the fact that I didn't realize I was in the same area until I got up to this point. So last live stream, before I finish that thought, let me mark this as a place. Where'd my phone go? I'm going to go over this other boulder that might be a little bit higher than this one. Anyway, I was here last IRL stream. It's the same location. I just came at it from a completely different direction because I didn't want to repeat the same hike. But if I walk right down here, anybody that was on that or saw that last stream, I climbed this boulder over here. It's about almost twice as tall as I am. It's not huge, but it was kind of a fun challenge for me because I don't consider myself a rock climber, so I can't do like super legit stuff, but stuff that's kind of right on the edge of a little bit risky or a little bit challenging, I'm willing to try. And I was able to get up on top of this thing right here, and that was kind of fun. Anyway, so I am in the same location, but I'm actually going to branch off in a different direction. Instead of going up to that huge peak over there, I'm gonna go the opposite, at least 90-degree direction away from that. Now that I'm really on the top though, I don't suspect I'll lose the cell signal unless I am going to go back down, so that's kind of meaningless. So I probably went over here last time too, just to stand here for a minute. This is the other boulder I was talking about that I want to mark because I think it's the highest. So yeah, I stood right here and looked down there for a minute last time I was here. So I'm probably going to go down this way, and I looked at that pinnacle last time I was here too, because I also went over to this peak here, which I'm going to do again today probably because it's so close. But what I could do is actually try to climb that pinnacle right there that I decided to skip last time. I don't think I've probably climbed that before. I'll at least go down there and check it out. It sort of looks sketchy. It's bigger than the one I just showed you. And I don't know if it looks like there's handholds and whatnot, but I'm just, like I've mentioned many times, I'm not a rock climber. I never took any classes or grew up doing that, so all that I have is like the last 10 years or so. I've done a ton of hiking, and that includes some minor rock climbing and a lot of scrambling, but I definitely know my limits and what I feel is safe or not, and I don't feel good about legit rock climbing where if you like lost your handhold, you'd basically be dead. That's not really I'm not a thrill seeker. I mean, I do stuff where if I lose my hand or foothold, I would probably get severely injured or perish, but it's usually in a scenario where that's very unlikely to happen. So I probably marked this last time as well, but do it again. That way I can put the dates on my map and all that fun stuff. I am so far behind. Ever since I switched to Linux, I've sort of been redoing some of my map stuff again. But I'm way behind. Like actual whole years of like many dozens of hikes behind. So this pinnacle down, I don't know if I can point to it, it's kind of confusing, right there I think, and there's one down there too. I might go check out and see if they are within my capability, but before I do that, I'm going to head over to this peak or overhang. It's kind of a point over here. But yeah, if you're the praying type and you would pray with me as I'm trying to figure out whether I should share those journals and other stuff like that. Not necessarily like tell me what you think. I mean, that's fine. I'm definitely open to hearing what people think about it, but I'm not necessarily going to do what everybody says, you know. But your feedback and insight is valuable, but I have to make the decision myself. But what your prayers could do is, if God listens to your prayers, he might send clarity my way, whether that's through people or through just a clarity of mind where I just realize I should do that, and I should have not delayed so long, or I shouldn't do that. Like, maybe I'll get a clear answer one way or the other. Okay, let's see. One of the other reasons I've avoided all this time also is I don't want it to become some kind of boastful thing, or like trying to draw attention to myself kind of a thing. Because even though I stream and it seems like streamers are trying to gain attention for themselves, it's not really my style. Did I even come here last time? Because I don't remember seeing this amazing view, but I'm sure I did. This is like, yeah, okay, this is that spot where I said, I think this is the best view in this whole area. And I think it probably is. I think it's even better than the view up there at the top, which I also went there last time. But this is just amazing. Every direction is just awesome. I'd say this is probably the highlight. Although there's some places I haven't seen, like those. That's one of the 2 mountain things that I'm talking about doing today. Maybe I've never been there, and that might be even more amazing. And then on my way, if I legit am gonna do that today, I could just cut straight through here and maybe like do some of these on my way. Those aren't even really difficult, and I know I've been down like right here before, but I don't know if I've like tackled all of those. Anyway, we'll decide about that. I'd like to get a panorama while I'm here. Even though I have numerous pictures of this spot, it's kind of a nice condition today. Just a clear sky. The lighting is really nice. I think I'll get a picture. I always forget. I think my panoramas turn out better if I do from right to left for some reason. All right. I just refresh my chat just to make sure. I think it's just one of those quiet days. I've mentioned this before, but people do not watch my IRL streams, or they lurk or something. But I get like way less people dropping in on my IRLs than anything else. I just find that weird. I don't really understand it, to be honest, but it's a thing. And I don't do it for the views, but I do enjoy interactions. Oh. I have tons of time today. I'd like to climb that thing over there, but definitely attempt this big thing. And I might end up deciding it's too dangerous. I think I maybe have gone on this part here and up there. It looks kind of crazy, honestly, but I'm pretty sure I went to the top of it, like right there, but I don't know if I went down to this lower level right there. I think I remember the top part though, and it was actually pretty crazy, and if it's the place I'm thinking about. As far as this weird bulbous thing, I don't know that I've explored that fully. That stuff is pretty cool looking, just the shapes. So let's make a decision here. I can't remember if I got my phone out to mark this. I think I did, but don't remember. Let's see, so I wonder if I went to this spot last time. I probably did, because I know I went that direction when I was trying to find a way down. Speaking of which, I mentioned this briefly on the stream after I came back, but I took like a short break in the middle of that stream, and it was cut out on some platforms because I was offline too long. But I actually did a little climb down the ravine, and I was planning to upload that just as a video after the fact, and I never did. So hopefully I'll remember to do that. It's kind of late now, but part of the reason it didn't happen is because that was close around the time when my computer died, and so I didn't really have the ability. I mean, technically I could have uploaded it like from my phone or something, because I recorded it with my phone, but I don't really like doing that. I like to at least not necessarily edit it, because I don't really do editing. I generally just upload stuff as is, but I do like to take a look at it and maybe chop it just a little bit at the beginning and end and stuff. So this is the first thing I'm thinking about climbing, but it looks kind of nasty. I'll have to get closer to take a look, and I don't know if I'm going to lose the signal on this side, but we'll find out shortly. I mean, I think I could do this if my life depended on it, because it definitely has holds that I could grip on, but I don't know. The other thing I always have to consider with my limited skill set is I have to also down climb it, because once I'm up, I have to get back down somehow, and that sometimes is the deciding factor for me. If I feel like unsafe coming down, then I may not choose to do it at all. I could definitely go over here though. Hopefully the signal doesn't die instantly, but I'm gonna check this out. I think I've been here before. I know I have, actually. There's another little perch type rock thing over here. This actually looks fairly doable though. And in fact, it's possible I might have done it before. I just don't remember. So let me at least survey it a little bit closer before I make a final decision. Might have to take a bathroom break here too. Let's see. Part of the challenge with this stuff too is I'm definitely not going to take my camera up there, because I need both hands for something like that. So I need to find a spot where I can put my camera, and there's no flat areas here. It's all like massively slanted. I don't know if I can get a spot. I should probably start bringing my little gorilla pod type thing. It's not actually a gorilla pod, but same idea. And I could make that stand up a little bit better in some of these situations. Oh, that's cool. There's like a little hole in the middle of the rock, which I didn't notice before. That's cool. Like there's almost for sure some animals that live in there. Chipmunks, at least. Okay, I'm gonna put my stuff down. Might be able to use my bag as a stabilizer here. Okay, to leave my battery behind. See if I can stabilize this somewhere enough that I'd feel comfortable leaving it behind. There's kind of a rock over here I might be able to use. Except then it would be blocked by the bush. That's not going to work. I can possibly move the rock somewhere else though. Oh, just broke a piece off of the rock. Let's see. Right there. I don't know. This will be flat enough. It's not super stable. Oh. Okay. It's stable currently, but all it would take is a little bit of movement and it would fall over. Let's see, let me see if I can get a wide angle. Currently it feels really stable, but I don't know if that'll maintain. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'll try just going up to it to see what it looks like. It might be a quick turnaround if it's ridiculous, but it's worth checking. like I said, I think I could do it if I had to, but I don't really do kind of dangerous stuff just for the sake of doing it. Like if I see that it's what I feel is dangerous for myself, I usually make a wise decision and don't do it. But I know I can get like 80% up without any challenge at all. I can get into this hole actually if I want to. That might be kind of fun. It's got to be some kind of animal hideout or home. It's so perfect. I could actually fit in there. It's just I'd be very cramped. So maybe I'll not do that. If I had somebody here to take a cool picture of me inside there, that would be kind of fun. But actually, if I went in there, there's this almost an opening big enough for me to get out of on the top. But it looks like it's not quite. A kid, a small child could definitely do that. Not that I would recommend it, but it's a opening in there that it's big enough for a small person to get through. But I think it's a little bit too cramped for my big body. Actually, let me see. I think it's not even possible for a small child. I can see the light coming through there, but when I get up underneath there, it's actually blocked by a giant boulder. So this kind of stuff just breaks off. That's why some of this volcanic rock is dangerous. It might be really easy to grip, but you think you have this amazing grip and then the entire thing breaks off when you're depending on it. I don't like that at all. This part, like right here, is sticking out just enough that I feel like I can't get up above it without going upside down a little bit. If that rock right here was a little bit further in, it would be pretty easy actually. I feel like that's kind of stopping me from going all the way with confidence. I totally could get up there without a doubt, but it doesn't feel very comfortable to me. I feel like it's just one step beyond my comfort zone. It's so annoying because it's really, really close to that threshold. And if I saw one sure position, I would probably go for it. I see there's one handhold right here that's super good, and I can definitely get up, but I don't know. The problem, as I mentioned before, is always going to be coming down. All right, I made it. Now I have to regret my life choices as I try to get back down. Ugh. I also just realized I have a bunch of stuff in my pockets that I need to secure. So when I'm doing all these strange contortion movements, stuff could definitely fall out of my pockets. All right. Oh, let me try to get a timestamp up here. Okay, we got 1:21, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13. This one definitely needs a name. It's one of those, it's in between a peak and a boulder. It's so significant that I might call it a peak. It's pretty huge. Okay, I need to secure some pocket objects before I try to get back down. Could just hang out here for a while, but don't want to delay the inevitable. I've got to make my way down eventually. With those handholds that I found, it was not that bad, but I don't really like down climbing that much, especially when it's sketchy. If you saw what I'm looking at, you'd be like, ugh, it looks gross, but okay. Just have to do it. Well, I almost didn't notice that was like barely attached to me. I could have easily dropped that. Just holding it in my elbow crease. That goes there. I guess this can go in this pocket. Okay. Oh boy. This is crazy. Some of these fairly large rocks completely move too, like the one I'm sitting on is moving back and forth. Okay, I need to see where my feet are gonna go because I can't really see once I get past a certain point. Alright, that actually was not too bad. It looks worse than it is when you're on it above, looking down. Not too bad. Whew. Oh, that's fun. So there's one more further down that I was pointing at that I think that one's easier. It looks easier. So at least check that out. Not even sure if my stream is still going. Oh. Pack up my gear and then I'll head down to that next spot. I might go over to this place that I was headed to. I don't think I went there yet. I was talking about going there. Whew. I'd probably get a strike on TikTok for that one. So weird. I'm not streaming on TikTok, but for those that watch my friend Gives a Minute, he got a strike recently, and apparently all it was okay, this stuff is very slippery. This is more dangerous than what I just did, to be honest. It's crazy. It's got some moss on it and some wet. Oh man, got myself into a bad position here. All that he did, as far as anybody knows, is he had a short video where he was like almost out of gas. That's it. Like, what? And apparently he got a strike for that. I don't get it. Makes no sense. Weird. TikTok has very strange, I don't even think I would call them rules. They're just arbitrary decision makers. Let's see, where's my... Looking for my buttons on... Oh, here they are. Okay. So we'll mark this one. I guess now that I'm looking at this, well, I was going to say I'd like to go down this ridge and visit several of these rock features, but I don't... And I was thinking like maybe I should have done that second pinnacle before coming over here now. But I don't think I can go down this necessarily. I mean, I can maybe, but like I think I'm gonna go back to that other thing and then kind of cross the slope. I think I did go down this one other time. If it, I don't remember which path I took. Looks kind of like a drop off, but it might not actually be. But before I do that, check this out. Those cool angles in the ground. It's so crazy. They're all exactly the same angle. There's the thing I just climbed over there. It looks kind of small in this camera angle. That's weird. I think the stream kind of hiccups when I change my cameras, which I don't understand why that would be. Maybe I shouldn't change cameras and I should just pinch zoom or something, and because it seems like it resets connection speed, and it kind of dies for a second when I do that. Anyway, that's where I was just a few minutes ago. And except for the snowy, slippery stuff, you could definitely come down there and then just like walk down that slant, I suppose. But the way I came is way safer, obviously. So let me mark this spot with a timer. So that, again, that's the thing I was sort of had in mind as a destination. I think it's probably possible, especially on the backside. Over here it's slightly more gradual, and maybe if I get over there closer, it might even be better than it looks from here, because from here it looks kind of sketchy, even though I can see that slant and that doesn't look impossible. It still looks intimidating to me, but you don't really know what it's like until you're right on top of it most of the time. All right, so I have to decide. I'm gonna go down here. I think I am gonna go back and do that, or at least look at that rock pinnacle thing. I see a better way to get back to where I was. It won't be as slippery as that stuff, maybe. Or this might actually be just as slippery, but I have these rocks to hang on to. So it should be okay. So I need to get back around behind this first thing I climbed, because on the opposite side of it, it's completely concealed right now, but there's another rock pinnacle I'd like to try. And yeah, like I said, I have no idea for certain if I've done these in the past. It'd be less satisfying to me if I found out I'd already done this and I'm making all this big deal like, oh, it's not sure if I can do it, and then I find out like I've already done it before. My memory is so bad. That's actually possible. Oh, this is the one. Okay. I was looking at it. This is the one I just did, and then this one is the second one. This one looks pretty easy. I think I can even hold my camera while I go up this one. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90%, 95 even percent sure that I already did this second one, because it looks crazy familiar. And I think in the past, when I did it the first time, that branch that's kind of sticking out over it was maybe actually kind of over it, and I was like having to dodge that, but I might be confusing it with another spot. Let's see, I think I need to go down to go up. I mean, I could go around the other way, but I see an opportunity and I'm going to take it. This should really be quite easy and not overly dangerous at all, unless it might be. There's so many boulders. I've been on hundreds of these things, and so for me to actually distinctly remember one is rare, and I often get them confused. And I've only been here one other time, I think. So I might not be remembering this quite right. It's easy for here. It's like steps and stuff, but As far as what it looks like on the next section, like on the very top, I don't remember very well. If this was wet, it would be quite dangerous, but thankfully it's pretty bone dry. It is also that type of stuff that can break off in your hands. So there's that, but you just have to really keep an eye out for what kind of rocks you're relying on. And if you know what to look for, you can usually avoid that kind of stuff. All right. Could be more interesting if I put the camera back and showed me climbing this, but I'm already committed at this point, so it is a little bit of like, gotta put my knee up into my chest to get on top of this thing. So pretty intense scrambling, but not climbing. Not what I would think of as rock climbing. Technically, this entire top section could break off at some point, so don't want to get too confident. Okay, interesting. Don't really remember this part, but there's another section beyond this. This is the highest point here, but there's another, like that spot right there is actually a really great place to sit, have a lunch break or something like that. I'm not planning to have a lunch break, but just in general, that would be a nice spot to hang out. All right, so let me try to get one of my phones to record the time since I'm at the top. I would go out to that second section, but it's actually not very safe because there's this little ledge. I'll show it in a second. There's the time for this pinnacle. I got some scrapes on me. Didn't really notice till just now, but these rocks are quite a bit of friction. Trying to get my pockets arranged. So there's this like little ledge around the side of this thing, but you can see it's covered with slippery snow stuff and moss. I could probably lean against this rock with my upper body and get around it, but I don't really see the need since I got to the highest point. And I've probably gone out there before, so I'll just call it good for this climb, scramble, whatever you want to call it. You can kind of see some of the stuff I'm contending with here. It's not that terrible. I don't know if I've been over there either, like on this kind of area. Probably not, but I might have gone down that way one time. But I don't think I'm going to go that way. That's sort of a backtrack to the general idea of where I wanted to go today. So I think I will start heading in the direction of that major mountain I've been talking about since the beginning. And I'll probably encounter a few things on the way. But that's going to be my overall destination. If I get there and I have tons of time left and energy and stuff, I might keep going and do other stuff. But if that's all I do, that will be a huge bucket list thing for me, because I've been here several times, like in general, this area. But I don't think I've gone up that thing, to my knowledge. And I've always talked about it. I always think, oh, someday I'll try it. And I think that day is today. Alright, got a couple steps here with some moss. It's not wet, so it's generally safe, but still have to be conscious of my footsteps. Ooh. It's warming up now, finally. It's actually starts warming up. It feels quite toasty. All right, I guess I'll go around this because I don't want to scrape up on those plants. Probably lose the stream for a second here. So there's the thing I just went up. Not overly difficult, just kind of fun. All right, let me get back up here and then decide which route to take. I think I kind of know already. I think I'm gonna cut down into this saddle area or ravine, I don't know what to call it. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna take this coat off. I'm very hot. Oh, this is always kind of a pain to maneuver all my streaming gear. I can't set my camera down very well on this kind of terrain. Oh, weird.
Patrick says, 144 thank you for the follow, John 144 hello buddy. I checked your video, seems like you are new and sick and streaming a lot and still not affiliated yet. One proposal for you, I will share your stream to a kid community for you to hit 1,000 followers and earn nothing less than $1,000 for streaming. I will generate organic followers for you. Enable your sub button, chat me up on Discord to discuss more. My Discord username is
Okay, I just realized that my battery is not charging well. I might have to end the stream relatively soon if my battery just dies. I'm gonna switch charging cables, see if it inches up any percentage points, but if it doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised if the stream dies pretty soon. I don't really know why that happened or why it's not charging properly. So I've had a lot longer streams than this. It could be just sort of a faulty cable or something, I don't know. I think oh shoot, no! Just dropped my GPS. Looks like my battery is very fully charged, so I bet it just, something isn't right, I don't know. I'm glad glad my GPS didn't roll all the way down the hill. Oops. That's something I'll have to be careful of, is not accidentally rotating the camera. Because this backup cord that I have is a lot shorter, so it kind of pulls on the thing. This feels much better. It's very toasty. It's so annoying. I don't know if cords make a huge difference. Obviously know the standard thing about a shorter cord is better than a longer cord. Because the longer the cord is, the more of the electricity kind of weakens or whatever kind of a thing. But I don't know, I feel like maybe certain actual types of cords or brands might be better. And I would invest in a better cord if I knew that it was going to charge better, but I don't know if it makes any difference. Generally, it's the charger thing that you plug into the wall or your battery bank kind of that dictates how well it charges, and not necessarily the cables, but maybe there's certain ones that are really well made or something. Looks like my microphone is still on. That's good. Yeah, my battery is down to like, oh yeah, it's going down. It's the stream will not last much longer. Even with it charging, it's going down and up. It probably will go out in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I would guess. So I probably won't make it to the cool destination. I could switch to my other phone and continue the stream if I really wanted to, but I don't think I have it really set up with all the software and whatever stuff. So I'll probably just have to end the stream, and you'll just have to, I might do like a recording on my phone and upload it later just for fun. I don't know. We'll see. So it'd be kind of a shame to go to such a cool place and not have a visual record, since that's kind of what I've been hyping up this whole stream. Otherwise, if I didn't care about content creation, I really wouldn't care that much, because I'm still going to enjoy it, just experiencing it by myself. Okay, so I'll probably climb this bit here. It's not going to really be a climb, but just to walk up the side of this rock on my way. There's a lot of snow on this side. It's crazy. It's like a good 4 inches in some spots. Oh, it's very crunchy and still kind of frozen too. Doesn't get much sun on this side. It's so annoying that my phone isn't charging today. I really don't know why that is, because I've had this same setup basically. I don't know what's different. And I've gone like hours, like 4 hours on one charge with the, when I have it plugged in. And so something, yeah, it's like 6 to 8 inches of snow right there. Just random spots that don't melt. Everywhere else, there's hardly any. I don't know what's different though, unless it's just the cable, or maybe my phone's overworking right now. I could probably change some settings, like make it lower bit rate or something. Not sure how exactly the settings equate to battery life, but I would imagine like lower bit rate and lower resolution, stuff like that would extend your battery life a little bit. Back in the old days, I used to pretty much always live stream at 720p, but for quite a long time now, I've almost always do 1080p and like either 4500 or 6000 kbps. I'm in Oregon. I don't really say exactly where I am usually, but it's Oregon. I live in Oregon. Oh, ooh. I thought this would be easy, but it's actually a little bit sketchy to get up there. But hey, Harry, thanks for saying hi. You're like almost the only person, not quite, but just about the only person that I've heard from today. Normally, I mean, some streamers don't care about that stuff, and I still haven't fully decided after all these years if I care. It's mainly just those random annoying troll people that do weird stuff, and I don't think it happens that often, but you never know. I could easily get up here, but not while holding my camera, and I don't really feel strongly motivated to. I don't feel.
It is annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying that you can't just like be open and honest, not honest, but like just that you have to worry about what people are going to do. It's just stupid. Wish the world was full of decent people, but sadly the streaming and content creation and social media bring out some of the creepiest people in the world, I think. But there's also mostly good people. I mean, most people are, pretty considerate and stuff. But yeah, it was really cold. It was actually below freezing this morning here, I think. It actually snowed last night a little bit, but it's warmed up quite a bit. Like you can see, the sky is super blue and the sun is out. So in that respect, it's amazing. And for me, it's totally warm. I think it's probably about maybe almost 50 degrees or around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So for me, that's like really comfortable for hiking. Anywhere between 50 and 70, and actually I like it a little bit cooler, because then when you're working really hard, you don't sweat as much. So 60, anything between 50 and 60 feels like awesome to me. Most people would say that sounds a little bit cold. It's like 6 degrees. Wow. That's crazy. Sounds like you're in Canada or Russia or something. 6 degrees. Okay, so 6 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius, because that makes a huge difference. obviously. Britain, oh, okay, so you're probably talking Celsius. I'm terrible at converting Fahrenheit to Celsius in my head. So I have no real good concept of how colder. I know that's above freezing a little bit, so might be around 38 or 40. I don't know, it'd just be my random guess. I don't actually know. Okay, I'm getting into some serious bushes here. So I need to find a way around this stuff, which I think is going to be pushing through this set of bushes until I get on the other side, and then I think I have a clear shot down the edge of these rocks. Okay. Oops. I don't know if my stream recovers after rotating like that on some platforms. It might mess it up. But I don't like it when that happens. But yeah, by the way, my stream is probably going to die any second now. Maybe within a few minutes. Could last another half hour. I don't really have a gauge exactly, but my battery isn't charging for some reason. It's really annoying. I don't usually have that problem, but today it's not behaving like normal. Yeah, like one of those battery bank things. It's a really good battery bank. I've had it for years and it's performed really well. But occasionally I have random issues where it just can't keep up. It's actually really bad for your phone to charge it and live stream at the same time. It really kills the batteries. One of these days I might either go to a repair shop or try to buy one of those self-repair kits. See if I can put in a newer battery, because I use this phone for live streaming so much that it just like taken a lot of life out of it. And I don't have fancy gear like a lot of live streamers use an external camera like a GoPro or something like that, and I'm just using my phone. I don't have like an IRL Pro or any of those awesome things. So are you a live streamer or just a viewer? Whoa. Sim racing, nice. I don't know if I know even what that is exactly. Is that like, I think of simulator flying, like air, or what do you call those? Air simulators, or can't remember the official name, but I don't know that I've heard the two terms together, sim and racing. I'm not much of a gamer myself. I stopped playing most video games quite a long time ago, but I do like retro games because they sort of bring me back to my younger years. So on a rare occasion, I have been known to play super old video games on my channel. Oh no, I knew that sim was short for simulator, but I don't think, oh, flight simulator, that's what I was trying to, the term I was trying to think of. I just didn't realize that there were racing simulators. So is it like, is a racing simulator like way more scientific and accurate to like forces and car stuff, like you have to repair your car and all that, I mean all that kind of stuff or something? Has force feedback and stuff. Oh, cool. Nice. Have you ever raced in real life? Like, have access to some kind of fast car and done that stuff? If you hit a wall, you would feel it. Wow. How does that work? Is it like a chair that you sit in that moves around, or is it like some kind of suit that you wear that gives you the feedback? I'm actually surprised this stream isn't dying right now. It might die anytime, not only because of the battery situation, but I'm going down into these trees and I don't think it will hold out for much longer. Motion board on the ground and it shakes. Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. Is there any like VR aspect to it? Like, do you wear a VR visor helmet or something? Or is it just like a regular TV screen or monitor? Okay, I can definitely get through to this mountain thing, but I'm pretty sure the signal is going to get cut out when I get lower and out of the line of sight of cell towers. Just seems very likely. But you never know. I think I've been here before. I remember it's like almost really seems like a trail, but it's probably worn down by animals or something. You can wear a VR, but I use monitors. Nice. Yeah, I've never experienced the VR thing as far as had a friend with a visor thing that I could try or whatever. So this huge round hill thing is sort of my destination for the day, but because of my battery and signal dropping possibilities, I don't know if I'll live stream it. I might record it and upload it later to my YouTube, Rumble, and other channels, but I think my battery is gonna die soon. Hey, vampire frog. I don't like VR, it feels weird. Yeah. Seems like it would be like when I watch people live streaming it and it shows their screen, it seems to kind of jitter quite a bit, like it's not very fluid movement. Seems like that would kind of make you feel a little bit queasy. Yeah, my battery is so low. It's so weird. I haven't seen that happen for a very long time. Wish I knew why it was doing that. Not good for your brain. Yeah, it seems like your eyes would be tricked because they're thinking I mean, it looks like you're looking at a distant thing based on the geometry of the 3D world, but it's actually like right in front of your eyes. So yeah, it seems like a really your vision and stuff. don't personally have any interest in it, so I'm not like disappointed that I've never tried it. Someday it would be interesting just to see what it looks like, but I don't really seek after like modern technology stuff that much. I mean, there's certain tech that I geek out over, mostly related to live streaming stuff, but other than that, I'm not looking for those kind of experiences. All right, now I have a clear path. I'm not sure if it'll continue all the way, but I might be able to get close to this thing, but it looks like this, like I predicted, the signal's getting weaker and the battery is definitely getting weaker. So if it just randomly cuts out, I'll say goodbye in advance because I won't be able to end the stream properly if that happens. I'm surprised the motion board doesn't make me feel weird. Yeah, I suppose if it's only moving your feet generally, that unless you have some kind of motion, it seemed like that would have a huge effect on your whatever brain stuff. Check out that huge thing. It's hard to even communicate how big that is. I don't know if it translates well on the screen, but it's really big. Let's see. I'm gonna try heading up this way. Hey Joe, thanks for the ice cream. Looks big for you, cool. Yeah, sometimes when you see things on a screen, they don't, like the scale doesn't really translate properly. Let's just say it's big. It's really big. It just like jumps out of the ground like from nothing. There's like, it's very strange how it just, it's not quite like that Devil's Tower or whatever that thing is in, what's that movie with Steven Spielberg made? I can't remember. Anyway, it's not quite like that thing, but it is pretty big. It's like the signal is dropping a bit. I would go hiking if there was stuff in England. I've watched some guys do some hikes in England, but it kind of depends on how adventurous. Really normal. Like there's no trails here. It's just going where I want to go. I call it bushwhacking or off trail. If you're into that stuff, you can always find a place to go. But as far as like established trails, there's this guy, I think his name is, I don't know what his first name is. It might be Josh, but Josh the Intern, or it's some common name, the Intern. It's this young guy that, I don't know how he does it, but he seems to travel all over the world doing these really cool hikes, exploring ancient artifacts and stuff. He's done some hikes in England that look pretty cool. Is this a trail? No. So there's the giant thing right in front of me. Kind of tempted to go up close because I thought, just a second ago, I thought I saw something that looked almost like a little cave. Usually they end up not being caves and they just look like it from a distance, but it's fun to check them out anyway. But I'm gonna go over this way. And we'll see if I can get close to it or on it a little bit before the phone dies. Are you using a gimbal? Yeah. For several years, I've always used a gimbal. It makes a huge difference. Although my phone also has pretty amazing stabilization, but not good enough to compete with the gimbal. That is insane looking. It's huge. Signal is weak right there. I bet it's gonna entirely cut out when I go behind this. So this might be goodbye. Have to go now. Hey, no problem. Thanks for chatting for a bit. It's always fun to have somebody to talk to. Okay, yeah, signal's gonna completely die over this way because I'm gonna be in between two mountains. There's no way that any cell tower will be in view. It's already dropping massively. How do you keep your arm from being tired? I have a longer stick on the bottom of it that sort of balances out a little bit, but it's really not that heavy. And I keep it kind of like my hand is almost touching my shoulder, and the camera is almost, or my phone face, which if you know about physics, that kind of in front of me, then yeah, I would get super tired. I think I can get up this. Like as I'm coming around this backside, look what I'm looking at. In the zone. Whew. Oh, I'm almost certain I've done this because it looks easy now. Either I've done it and I forgot, or I never saw this angle. Joining me.